Hey guys, first and third period specifically. Wasn't able to teach y'all today because of the PSAT, or as Lily Boy said, I almost said PTSD because that's what she kept calling it. Um, so there's that. But anyway, here's what y'all need to know before we meet again on Friday. So in book 8, general idea of what went down. Odysseus is challenged by one of the Phaeacian men, right? He's at the feast with King Alcinous of the Phaeacians. King Alcinous has promised that he will give him a convoy home, right? So he'll help him get home. And so he's at this feast, and they have these big funeral games. It's this great, beautiful image of that ancient hospitality, right? Where they still don't really even know who he is, but they're holding this big ceremony, and in it, Odysseus is challenged by one of the Phaeacians named Broadsea. And Broadsea's like, "Hey, you're not a man. Like, come take us on." And Odysseus just wrecks them in like all the sports. He like throws this discus like 3 times as far. He brags about himself a ton, right? So we do see that maybe he has some pride issues. Um, I'm not sure if you'd call it that because he can back it up, right? So I don't know if you can adequately say that he's just prideful, but he is to an extent. He talks about himself a lot, and just throughout that whole chapter, you hear that. Um, by the end of the chapter, essentially what's happened is Alcinous is like, okay, you're a guest. According to how we treat guests, we will help you get home. But first, tell me who you are. All right. And so here's what y'all need to know before you jump into book 9. All right. If you look on this map, and I will share. Well, I'll give you the map on Friday. If you look on this map, we started over here on number 14, right? When we jumped in with Odysseus, he was stuck on the island with Calypso. And in book 5, it was Hermes that went down and told Calypso, hey, you need to let this guy go, right? So she let him go. He sailed on a raft, right, following this red line, and he got wrecked by Poseidon, right? Poseidon wrecked his raft. He had to get that scarf, right, that helped him to reach shore safely. But he floated from number 14 all the way here to number 15, right, Phaeacia. And in book 7 and 8, that was where he met the princess who found him under the bush. That was where he had the big games in book 8, which y'all just read. All that happened at Phaeacia, right? And if you'll notice, the very next stop is home, right? So he is very close to home. His next stop will be Ithaca. So what's about to happen in books 9 through 12. So it might be helpful just to write that down. 9 through 12 is a flashback. All right. So at the end of chapter 8, King Alcinous says, tell me who you are. In books 9 through 12, Odysseus physically is going to be sitting on Phaeacia talking to King Alcinous. But his story, 9 through 12, is going to start when he leaves Troy at number 1. He's going to say, okay, we fought at Ilium, another way of saying Troy. Then we went to the Cicones. He's going to tell about what happened there. Then we went to number 3, the land of the Lotus Eaters. He's going to tell about what happened there. Then we went to number 4, the land of the Cyclops. Then we went to Aeolus, the god of the winds. Then we went to the cannibals, the Lastrygonians. Then we found ourselves at the island of Circe, etc. Right? So all this time, he's still in the present tense, sitting at number 15, Phaeacia. So don't get confused. Be like, wait, he left Phaeacia and then went to the Cyclops? No, he's still on Phaeacia. He's just telling the stories. So books 9 through 12, you'll read 9 and 10 for Friday. And immediately he's going to jump into telling King Alcinous of the Phaeacians about what happened to him when he left Troy, about how he got blown off course and all the adventures. So here is where we get all the backstory that we didn't know before. And he's going to tell all those stories up until the time where he was on Calypso's island, which is where we actually met him in the first place. So hopefully that makes sense. What you'll need to do for Friday is you're going to read chapter 9 and chapter 10. In chapter 9, he runs into the Cicones, the Cyclops, the Lotus Eaters, so 3 adventures there. And then in chapter 10, He runs into Aeolus, god of the winds, the Lastrygonians, who were cannibals, and Circe, who is another nymph like Calypso. So you'll need to read 9 and 10. I'd encourage you to do 9 tonight. They're both about 35 minutes, right? So you want to make sure you get one done like we did in class today. And then you'll have those annotated. You'll have the discussion questions answered on Canvas, which I would look at before you actually start reading because it'll help you focus. And we will have an annotation check on Friday, so just expect that. I told my other classes that, but since I wasn't able to see you guys, make sure you expect that. All right, so keep up the good work. You're doing great stuff. I hope this book is becoming more enjoyable. I love it, but you don't have to love it, but keep going. All right, you're doing good work. All right, see y'all.